Well, the key to any successful project is preparation. So we got a nice little breakfast, keep us fueled for the rest of the day. Well, keep me fueled. Malvina's off working. Got all this stuff just kind of put away. Got this whole area cleared out. Basically all the wires coming from down there at the bottom of the mast, and then gonna lead through these little cabinets and up into here, and then back here to our chart table. And then the kind of crazy thing about this boat is everything has to go up through here. That's where all the existing wires go to our chart plotter area, which is up here. So it's gonna be a little bit of a challenge, but we'll get through it. Alright, so I'm just going through everything here, and I had already cleaned this up quite a bit, and just there was a lot of miscellaneous connections down here, and it's so much that I'm just gonna have to kind of take what I can that's going back to the source and get rid of everything else and just kind of rewire from there, because we're gonna be doing a whole different setup than they had. So it's best just to kind of take the simplest wiring you can get, start fresh sometimes. So then I'm finding that, well, this big cable right here looks like possibly a shore power cable. Is kind of janky splice right there. I mean, you can only do so much in a boat. I understand that J-boxes and wire nuts don't really work, so it's a different story. And it's fairly protected because it is behind a little board that goes there. But this feeds down here, and then I just found the end of it down here, and it's got painter's tape on it, which is neat. And check it out, it's live. And I already switched off all the breakers, all the individual breakers, and it doesn't go off with any of those. So it is tied to the shore power circuit, which is, 30 amp circuit. So that can make a good little spark before it trips. So I think I'm just gonna be removing that cable. Maybe I'll box it off back there just in case we do need something. Get rid of this splice and just put that wire in a box and kind of safe it off as much as possible. But yeah, fun stuff. Well, I started out feeling kind of organized about this, but had to end up ripping all the floorboards up just to get a string through. And then once I get the string through, and I'll pull the wire. But string turned out to be the better idea rather than trying to pull a continuous wire around, because I had to feed sticks from this side over to here and then stick from that side to here, so then I can tie all the strings together and just pull one easy wire pull. Hopefully it'll be easy. Doesn't seem too crowded in there. It's going all right. Also had to get the wire over under this floorboard, which none of them come up, and then over here, but got that string pulled and tied off right there, and then we'll be able to run it up to the panel here. And luckily we have a couple open spaces on that panel, so add a couple dedicated circuits for the water maker and the chart table, I think. So that'll be good.
I've literally been gone for, it didn't seem that long, just a few hours. And I come back. We had guests over yesterday and it was like so nice, and I was like, wow, it's so spacious. And I come home, what is this? Like, what in the world? I don't even have anywhere to stand on. Well, thankfully he just put this one back, I'm assuming, so I can stand.
That one's been back. What? I haven't torn that one.
What do you have to say for yourself?
It's gotta be done.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry.
All the places I find a mess, and soon to be right after I find the mess is normally Connor hiding somewhere. I couldn't quite find him today.
Just
but after
follow the mess.
When I kept following the mess, got me to this stern.
Just hanging out down here.
Just
I
in
need
the
to get
aft
away,
cabin locker.
It's nice down here.
Just taking a nap.
Mm-hmm.
Fun. We're inspecting
This is the dungeon.
chain plates.
The reason we're back here is because we're looking for wires. And we found, well, I knew this was here, but I hadn't opened it up yet. And this is a pretty cool little setup here. Sorry, guys, it's really hard to
Can we take the handle off?
get the camera on here. But this is our ham radio setup, which is pretty cool, and it's almost a little bit too nice. We were thinking about abandoning the ham radio. What do you think?
We decided that since it's already here and it's already hooked up, why disconnect something that could be really potentially nice to have? So we're keeping it.
Mm-hmm. Just in case the end of the world happens, the apocalypse, we will be ready with all the other preppers. We'll be able to communicate with people across the world and talk about how bad things are. I don't know what else use is gonna be except for talking about how bad things are, but it'll be fun anyway. It's kind of a fun little old school hobby that we can pick up while we're sitting in the doldrums just waiting for wind. We can listen to the ham radio.
Yeah, there's already one apocalypse that happened. There could be another one. How many times we've pulled everything out of the aft locker. And then it kind of hangs out here for a little while. We attempt to reorganize it. And it goes right back. Goes right back in what we think is very organized. But when we pull it apart, we're like, what did we... This is our first 2 months living full-time on a boat. How's it going, Connor?
It's great. Love all the room for activities. My back doesn't hurt at all.
Because we fixed the bed and he sleeps so good now.
Yeah, starting to get all the wiring all kind of mapped out and figured out where it's all going. We got kind of all of the crappy jobs out of the way. Well, not fully. I don't know what to say.
Not yet. There's one more crappy one that I think will be a challenge. We're gonna change the chain plates, so that will definitely be dirty and challenging in its own ways.
I think we're gonna have to sit down and write it out. Write out all of the things, and then we can give a full conclusion.
I don't know. I think we should start a new segment that is like being interviewed in weird spaces. All I can say is I'm very proud of us that we went from working full-time jobs and really only seeing each other when we got home from work and having dinner and pretty much just the time before bed, because I would hop out of bed at 5 and run off and sometimes end up being busy until just nighttime going to bed. So for the last 2 months being together 24/7, we have only had one, right? Just one tiff. One kind of miscommunication, and I'm pretty proud of that. That means we kind of like each other, huh? We're doing all right. That's all the feedback I get. I think we're doing pretty good. I think I'm still realizing I really like land, and I'm a very social human, and I like taking classes and doing workouts with the community I'm in, and that will be interesting. But maybe this YouTube, I'll just start a community with you guys. We'll start doing classes on the boats and land or wherever you're from.
All right, so I'm just kind of demoing all this old electronics. Kind of cool. They had dimmers on the lights, on the instrument lights. So that was in the little cubby hole up there, so you could, turn down the lights if you're on night watch and not have too much light exposure and kill your night vision. But I don't think we need them anymore because we usually just hit dim on the screen. So taking that out, but it is turning out to be quite the project just getting this damn thing out. I'm done with it, but I still gotta screw out the final little part. I think I'm gonna use that hole to put a little phone charger port, and a USB port in that hole. Yeah, that'll be better use of a hole. So we were wondering why our water tank makes a bunch of noise when we're filling it up and it keeps expanding. We have the little tank tender system here, so we can, that's how we monitor it, with a little pneumatic hose down there, and that one actually blew off before we got the boat, so the line's still there. I just kind of shoved it back in there, but we're getting the new fitting for that. But this is the vent line here, and that vent line goes all the way through here, ends up tying in. We have another water tank down here. The vent line then comes up through here, tees in there, makes a 90-degree little tight bend in there, then comes in here straight up to a really tight 90, up just sandwiched in between the siding and the fiberglass for the outside of the boat, and then into here where this was actually hooked up to a little 90-degree fitting on the outside in the cubby hole. But this is full of some cotton or something like that, so I'm sure maybe that worked for the first couple years or whatnot, but that hose is nasty, and I'm sure that cotton is all clogged up, so we're finding fun stuff.
I thought it was a mouse. It totally looked like a mouse from here. I was like, no way. That's bad news.
That would have been really bad.
Really bad news. Oh, those are the sounds that we've been hearing at night. We thought it was the dog lines. The little mouse.
That's why we've been going through water so quickly. The mice have been drinking it all.
We have no mice.
I wonder why our tanks weren't venting with that mouse in there, and then all of that cagada in there also. This is terrible. I don't want that. Cagada. My dad always used to say it. It's a Mexican slang word for crap. Look at my swoops right now. Really cute hair.
So steezy.
I thought I was finally getting to electrical stuff, and I keep ending up on plumbing projects. What the hell is going on? This is terrible. Even my electrical has plumbing zip tied to it. This is ridiculous. It's not right, and an extension cord, which is really not right. But yeah, got that off. We're just gonna leave it empty vent for now. We should be fine. We're not filling up water, and then I'll run all new vent lines. This is nasty though. There's no way I want this attached to any of my freshwater system. Pretty gross. So happy to be abandoning that.
Yeah, we gotta work on our ambiance. I actually went and I went to the fabric store and tried to get all new fabric to potentially reupholster this eyesore right here. Sorry about the mess.
She doesn't like the greasy head right there.
Now, you probably saw a video where I was trying to scrub this down. It doesn't look that bad, like, as you're visually looking at it, but every time we take videos, I feel like it looks really bad. So if anyone has any tips of how to get this out, please let me know, because otherwise I have to start a new career path, reupholstering.